Hey guys, welcome to a video. So I have already given this code in the resource sections. You can check that. So this is the complete code for a remote process injection. It's a pretty simple, it's only 119 line of code. So if you avoid the extra indentations and all, so there will be lesser than 100 lines. So it will be very easy. Okay. So let's start our discussion with the program. So we all know this the libraries. These are the libraries we are going to use. Windows.h, std input output h, and strings stdlib library h, and tl help 32 uh, dot h. Okay. So this is the shell code. So which I have generated from the ms of Venom. So if you need to develop a shell code from ms of Venom, uh, you can create by your own. So just go to the Kali. Let you to give the ms of Venom. So our payload will be Windows x64. We are going to use a 64-bit operating machine. Shell reverse TCP, and you need to give the local host IP here. Your local host IP will be like uh, 18.27. You can see you have to give the IP 192.168.18.27, and the L port will be, so whatever the port need you can set that port. So I'm setting 8678. You can go for any other port if you want, dash f dash c. Okay, so if you execute this command, so you will be getting the shell code by one. Just copy the session of the shell code and paste it here. Okay, so this is the shell code which we have created, and the variable will be the payload of. This is the payload which we are going to this is the variable of the shell code. So the next thing, the next line will be the payload size. So why we need a payload size? We have already, our plan is to allocate some space here, right, in the notepad section. So we need some space. So based on that, so you can allocate the space. So I just allocated my C program. This line will be do automatically. So size of the payload. So it will calculate the size of the payload, and it will assign it automatically. So no need of manual assignment and all. So this will be taking the payload, and it will be calculating. This will be taking the shellcode size, and it will be calculating that size, and it will be in the payload size. Okay. So next we have one of the function called as the find target of. So anyway, we are going to inject into the notepad.exe. So notepad.exe, you need to search the notepad.exe one by one. So in program, there is a lot of in computer there will be a lot of programs will be running. So you can see there is many programs will be running, right? Camtasia, Google Chrome, or Notepad and all. So you need to see. Okay, so you need to see notepad where the notepad.exe will be there. So whether the notepad.exe will be available in the machines or not. So because of that, we are using this APIs create tools help 32 snapshot. So it will enumerate the process. Basically it will search for the notepad.exe inside the machine. So you can find the APIs in mal API functions also. Let me snapshot. Yeah, so you can already see this is used for enumeration. Create tool help 32 snapshot, enumerate process thread and the modules. So we need to search whether the notepad.exe was running, because we are going to inject into the notepad.exe. Okay, and the process 32 first and process 32 next. So the it will be going one by one process. Okay, if you see the task manager here, you can see Camtasia running. It will search one by one process. So whether notepad.exe whether it's this process is called as notepad.exe or not, whether next process is called as notepad.exe, and one by one, and finally it will find the notepad.exe. Okay, so it will search one by one first process, second process, third process, fourth process, fifth process, and sixth process. Finally this will be getting the notepad.exe, and it will create a handle for the process, and it will be saving inside the hproc. Okay, it was saving that handle. Okay, there is a notepad.exe running, so it will create a handle for a notepad.exe. Handle is like this. Okay, so if one process is running, there will be a handle. Okay, so this is the handle. So because if we need a handle to do each and everything, so we need some connections, right? So that's called as a handle. So we have to inject our shell code, we have to allocate space, each and everything. Because of that, we are using the handle for the process. So that's why. Okay, so let's go to the next one, and here you can find this is the complete thing. So this is the functions we are going to inject our shellcode into the remote process notepad.exe. Here you can find the hproc. It will save the handle. Okay, it will responsible for the handle. And you can see, I already said we are going to use the virtual alloc function. So it's called as a virtual alloc ex. Both are the similar. So if you need to inject something into the remote process, so then you can use the virtual alloc ex of function. Virtual alloc ex of function. So after alloc in memory in a remote process, so we are going to inject our shellcode into the remote process, right? Because of that, we are using the virtual alloc ex of function. So here you can find virtual alloc ex, and anyway, there's a handle and the payload length. Okay, so we need to allocate the space, payload length. This is the payload length of the payload. Okay, and memory commit, it's execute and read. We need to execute that shell code, so that we are using execute underscore read. Okay, and the write process memory, we already seen this API. We are going to copy our shell code from from the inj process to the notepad.exe. Okay, and we need a handle for that, because through the handle we are going to transfer the code and all. And this is a remote code, and the payload size, payload length, we are going to set everything. So finally we are going to execute that process. Okay, we are going to create a remote thread. Okay, so next, the first of all, when the executable will be get executed, this main function will be called. Okay, so whenever you are executing any programs like Python or C++, Java, any program, the main function will be get executed first. Okay, so first of all, this function will be get executed, and here you can find the find target of. There is another one function, right? Find target of. We have seen this find target of in a first code, right? Find target of, and this will be a notepad.exe. It will search for the notepad.exe one by one. We already seen this, right? Then the notepad.exe, it will be save the notepad.exe PID. Okay, so that is a parent ID. I already discussed. There is a notepad. If there is any process was running, so it has a PID, process ID, separate process IDs, right? So it will save the PID. We can see everything in the program. No problem about that. So this is the complete explanations of the remote process injections code. You can see the code in the resource section. If you need, you can just try it out on a Windows machine. Okay, yep, let's hop off this video, and we will continue our we will compile this program, and we will compile we will compile this program, and we will continue our execution in the next video. See you guys. Bye bye.